All right, so next up, we see that Ryan versus Davis might actually happen. So we've seen that both of these fighters are actually very interested in fighting each other. So what do you think about that, Nats?
I mean, the thing is that we saw Ryan in a fight where he got put to the ground. He got knocked out. Let's just say it. It was really scary, actually, because his arm actually folded behind his back and he dropped to the ground. But he got back up. That was the one thing that we were looking for in Garcia. The fact is that we didn't know if he was a real fighter or not. We didn't know if when the chips are all down, if he would still get up. And he did. And credit to him for getting that amazing body punch. I mean, he smacked him and he got that liver shot and he dropped to the ground. With those liver shots, just like this show's name, the body punch, it's one of those things that it takes a little bit of time. Takes a little bit of time to take effect. And right when it did, you could see his opponent drop to the ground. And he did not want to get up. There was no chance that he was getting up in that moment. But let's rewind. Let's say if Tank Davis hit him with that same shot, would he get up? We're talking about a guy that, man, even in his last fight, Tank Davis got that crazy uppercut, which, if you remember that fight, when I watched it, he was doing that uppercut throughout the whole fight. Throughout the whole fight, you could watch Tank throwing it. And a lot of coaches would have said, hey, man, you got to stop throwing that. Like, it's not working. And he ended up doing it while he's got his opponent backed up into a corner and hits him with that crazy uppercut, dropping him. You're telling me that this won't be a crazy fight? This is going to be a crazy nuts fight if it happens. Now, we've all seen the clip where both of them are chirping at each other and going at it and saying that they want to fight each other next. But will it happen? I don't think so. This is the problem with boxing. Both of these guys are ready and willing to fight. But will it happen? I don't think so. Because there's too much to lose. And let's just say these guys just don't have, they need to build it up a little bit more. According to boxing. If this was MMA, I mean, if this was the UFC, this fight would have already been booked. Look at Adesanya, for example. This guy beat Paulo Costa, and then right away he called out for the 205 belt. And now he's fighting Blachowicz. It just happens at a faster pace in MMA and even faster in the UFC. So do I think this fight is going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't think it's a fight that we should be waiting for in 2021. Will it ever happen? I mean, it's tough to say this when you got Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury all circling around each other and saying that they might fight. Now, I know the record shows that contracts are out for certain fights and blah, blah, blah. But does that mean anything when these guys don't actually get into the ring with each other? That's the thing about boxing. Yes, these guys are going to talk. And credit to them. They're talking a lot more than any other boxer. They genuinely want to fight each other. Now, it comes to the promoters and the promotions to get it done. And to not, care about a loss as much. The thing about MMA, the reason why these fights happen is, yes, there are losses. People lose. It happens. It's part of the sport. You're not happy about it. No one should be happy about it. But the thing is that in MMA, we don't deem that as a black eye. We don't throw you aside after you've lost. You get another chance. I mean, if you're not made for the sport anymore, if you're not ready, if you come into that octagon and you don't look like you belong, we'll call you out. But with boxing, when we watch a boxer and he's whatever and has 0 losses, that's when he has the greatness. That's when we really want him to do well. But once he gets that one loss, it's a weird thing that happens in boxing. We just automatically go like, this guy's done. So I think that stigma needs to be out of boxing. Before we can see fights like this happen at a faster pace, like in the UFC and in MMA general.